The Solana price is pumping after this pullback that we saw happening yesterday. But how much further can the Solana price go? In today's episode, we're going to look at the Solana chart analysis and make a prediction for Solana at the end of the video. So make sure you stick around for that. If you looked at yesterday's video, I brought it to you when we were around this point just here. And let's take a quick look at that video now. It's quite significant for us. Also, when you have a breakout like we've had here, you do always come back pretty much for a retest, and we've come back and we're retesting this level at $153. Previous lines of resistance then flip and turn into support. So ultimately, what we would expect to see here is a bit of a bounce towards the upside, which I'll bring you some price predictions for in a moment. Okay, so guys, you heard it there. We had resistance here, and we did come down and touch that resistance point, not once, twice, but actually we came down again and had a third time. And when we have three bottoms coming in like this, we do ultimately tend to bounce towards the other side. What we're currently finding is a bit of resistance around the $163 level, which you can see if we look back, happened on multiple occasions. As we know, guys, we have resistance, for example, where we had it here. We then had a little bit of a pushback down before pushing back towards the upside. And bearing in mind that we've got this larger pattern here, which is very much the same as this one here, we can see that this one had a bit of a pullback. There's nothing to say that we won't necessarily have a bit of a pullback here before pushing further on towards the upside. In terms of a price target for this smaller pattern, then we would take from the top of the high back a couple of days ago, and we would then move it through our breakout position, which would bring us up to $185, which from the current price would be a push of around 12%, okay, which might not get any hearts racing, particularly within the crypto space, but this is something that's more significant that's about to play out. So I want to show you something else that I can see on this chart. Guys, if we look at what's forming here, we're going to potentially end up with something that looks a little bit like this. If we look down this side, obviously we had this kind of big push up in the middle, and we have got somewhat of a head pattern, and then potentially here we could say that this might be another sort of shoulder pattern, showing that this is a head or an inverse head and shoulders with a neckline somewhere around here. Okay, so what that means, guys, is if we have our breakout position to $185, which is around here, that will break this neckline. If that breaks this neckline, then we validate potentially this large position here. And now what we want to do is take from the neckline and drop it down to the top of the head, and then moving this line, and we can put it on top of the neckline or the future neckline, will bring us all the way up to $236, which from the current price, if we swing it all the way up, is going to give us something like 44%, which is obviously pretty significant. And once again, will put us to a new all-time high. And as we know, guys, when we see all-time highs, we see moves like this. Okay, not every single time, and obviously the market cap down here was significantly smaller than it is up at these levels. Ultimately, as time continues, it's going to be harder and harder to make those large percentage gains, but things are still not over for Solana. We've obviously had a bit of a quiet September in the crypto market, and actually Solana did have a pretty incredible pump compared to most other cryptocurrencies. It's just taking a bit of a cool-off period. However, things are looking quite bright for Solana, in my opinion. Guys, if you're not already subscribed and you missed out on yesterday's update, make sure you hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all the latest happening in Solana and other cryptocurrencies, as well as smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Thanks so much. Have a great day. See you later. Bye-bye.